Which backline players should get on the plane to Australia with the British and Irish Lions? Andy Farrell's going to have to select his squad soon, and these Six Nations matchups that we're watching at the moment are going to go a long way to deciding who gets the nod and what the pecking order is, which is why I'm doing this video. This time looking at the backline. I've got a video in the feed already looking at the forwards. Go and check that one out if you missed it, and hit subscribe so you don't miss any more videos coming your way. But most importantly, get stuck in the comments down below. Who should get on the plane? I'm going to go through position by position and look at what the current ranking situation is, with the full knowledge that this picture will change and evolve over the weeks and months due to injury, due to form, and due to, as much as anything, these huge matchups that we're seeing in the Six Nations, where quite often contenders for one spot are going head to head in a bit of a duel. It's the perfect time to look at this. So without further ado, let me get into it. Remember, I am basing this on the 2021 squad, which was 37 players, of which 16 were backline players. There were 6 halfbacks, so 3 scrum halves and 3 fly halves, 4 centres and 6 outside backs. Of course, within that, there were some players who could cover multiple positions, and that's absolutely something Andy Farrell will have in the back of his mind as well. It's also been pointed out in the comments in the video on the forwards that that number of 37 was particularly low because it was quite an unusual tour, the whole COVID thing and all that, and that the number might well be 41. I will cater for that in this video as well. But like I say, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's get into the scrum half position then. We've got 5 contenders for the 3 spots, and Jamison Gibson Park, the clear number 1, absolute best scrum half in the British Isles and Ireland by a margin. The Test jersey is his to lose as long as he stays fit. Alex Mitchell, to me, is the number 2 guy, and it showed exactly what England missed through November with his performances since he's been back. And then it's a bit of a shootout. Now, I've kept George Horne in the picture because I think he's really, really good. Unlike the other 4 countries, Scotland have actually got several guys that could realistically lay claim to the starting job for Scotland. And there's many Scotland fans that would quite like George Horne to be that guy. He's not at the minute. Ben White's got it and he's playing very well, so I'm going to knock George Horne out of it, but I thought it's only fair to give him a mention. And I think it's a 50-50 call between Tomos Williams and between Ben White. Both very, very good. Ben White was excellent in the Six Nations so far and has been generally. Tomos Williams has been really good in a poor Welsh team. If it were just down to me right now and I were only picking on the rugby that I've seen recently, and you know, Scotland and Wales have still got to play each other, that's going to be an interesting match with these two going head to head, I would just go for Ben White at the moment. However, I do think the fact Tomos Williams is Welsh may well be a deciding factor. Not that it should be. I don't think it should be a deciding factor, because this might be Ben White's one and only opportunity to go on a British and Irish Lions tour. And if he's earned the right by his play, that should be the metric that's used. However, not many options to pick Welshmen. And I think that might be the reason why Tomos Williams goes on the tour. And I would not begrudge him either, because he is brilliant. As for fly half, no Welshman in the pecking order for this one. Just to underline the point that the options to pick Welshmen in the back line are fairly limited. There's Finn Russell for Scotland, the only guy on this list that's been picked in a British and Irish Lions squad previously. He went on the last tour. Marcus Smith did get called up as injury replacement for Finn Russell. And I've got him on the list with Finn Smith, that he's duking it out in the England squad to be the starting 10 with. And then the 2 guys that are doing exactly the same thing with Ireland, Sam Prendergast and Jack Crowley. Do you remember 2021, Johnny Sexton did not get called up? That was a controversial one. Which one, or maybe both of the Irishmen, will get called up this time? There is an argument as well. Some people I've not even put on this list. And on the previous video, I completely forgot to mention Jack Conan in the list of back rows. And thank you for pointing that one out in the comments. I appreciate it. So if there's anyone else I should have mentioned, make sure you let me know. But I'm going to mention George Ford because I just think he's such an amazing player. And England are so lucky to have such good options. And Owen Farrell, I mean, he's been injured and not playing enough. But he's been so good on British and Irish Lions tours. And there's an argument with such... Finn Smith aside, there's a relative lack of experience in that crop of 10s. So, I don't know. I think there would be an argument for a more experienced head in amongst it. That said, they're very good players. I'm going to say Finn Smith, the experience and the fact that I think there are better players available right now may count against him. And despite the fact Finn Smith is starting over Marcus Smith right now, I actually think there's a decent chance Marcus Smith goes on the tour as a fly half, but someone who can slot in at fullback as well. That may play to his advantage. Equally, you could say Jack Crowley being able to play at 12 plays into his advantage. But I'm going to say Sam Prendergast right now. Jack Crowley was fantastic against England. Sam Prendergast was fantastic against Scotland. I think that game against France is going to be huge. Whoever starts, and if they play well, that could be enough to get them on the plane. So this is the snapshot picture right now. I could well see it being Finn Russell, Sam Prendergast, Jack Crowley. I could see it being, if he has a brilliant Six Nations, I think it could be double Finn Sanity, Finn Smith and Finn Russell with one of the Irishmen. It's all to play for in this, and I'm not ruling out the fact that there could be someone from outside of the four home union national teams right now, someone like Owen Farrell. I'm not ruling out the fact that he would be in there. Centre. Some brilliant contenders here. There are some very, very good players. I think fly half is easily the hardest to pick, but the quality across the centres is elite. And there's going to be some very, very good players missing out. Like Gary Ringrose missed out last time. It was Henshaw and Aki that got in on the last tour. Tuipulotu or Huey Pilotu as well, as those three Irishmen. I mean, Sione Tuipulotu, can he get back fit and prove his fitness before the squads get announced? Here's hoping from his perspective, because that partnership is deadly, and Ollie Lawrence has looked really good in the Six Nations. For me, if you had to only pick four, I go for those two partnerships. And I think Andy Farrell might even be able to just take advantage of the partnerships and just pick either one pair or the other for a game. And it may well be he just picks the Scots or picks the Irishmen and plugs them straight into his test team. But I see no reason why Tuipulotu and Ringrose couldn't be absolutely fantastic together as well. But those are the four, and Henshaw and Lawrence will feel very, very hard done by because they are class. As for the outside backs, 6 spots. If it's a 37-man squad, 6 spots, 12 contenders here. The Irish back three of Lowe, Hansen and Keenan, 4 each for Scotland and for England, with the 2 English fullbacks, Stewart and Furbank, and 2 of the wingers, Faye, Waboso and Freeman. They're the contenders as I see them. And for Scotland, Blair Kinghorn, comfortably the fullback. And then those 3 wingers that, well, it's usually Darcy Graham and Kyle Steyn battling it out for one wing with Duan van der Merwe on the other. I've also mentioned Josh Adams there. In 2021, the wingers were Duan van der Merwe, Josh Adams, Lewis Rees-Zammit, Anthony Watson, and the two fullbacks were Stuart Hogg and Liam Williams. So it's going to be quite a lot of churn from 4 years ago. And I have got Josh Adams in there because I wanted to take the opportunity to just mention a Welshman, but I'm taking him straight out. I don't think he's at the level of the others. That's not to say he couldn't get there by the end of the Six Nations and the picture can change. And I think the fullbacks, as good as George Furbank and Freddie Stewart are, Blair Kinghorn and Hugo Keenan are just a cut above. They are so good. So I'm keeping those 2. And then it's a battle for the spots. You've got 7 wingers there and only 4 spots for them. So who would you pick? Who would you pick out of that lot? I think I would get rid of Steyn and Graham. Both of them, well, Darcy Graham's going to miss this. Well, I don't know how much of the Six Nations he's going to miss due to that really bad head knock. And Kyle Steyn has been injured both in November and now, and that could cost him. That's down to 5. If you're following me so far and you're agreeing, who'd you cull from those 5 wingers, taking it down to 4? All so good. I think Faye Waboso is one of the most exciting young players in world rugby, and I take him. I think he could be a test starter. Him and James Lowe might be my test starters. Duan van der Merwe can do some pretty special things, so I would take him. Matt Hansen's a brilliant footballer. Tommy Freeman can play centre and can play fullback as well. And I think for that reason, that versatility, potential number 23 on the bench, I think he may go, and I may put him just above Matt Hansen at the moment. But that can all change because I think Matt Hansen's great. And that is the squad that I've selected then. Scrum half, I picked White. I think it, because there's no Welshman in the back line there, I think it probably will be Thomas Williams. Fly half is easily the hardest to pick by a mile, because there's so much churn and change and lack of experience, and there's experienced players on the outside, and there's no one who's fully established themselves as the go-to 10 except for Finn Russell for Scotland. Centres, some brutal selections there with great players being left out. Wing I found quite tricky as well. Fullback, easy. And so that's based on a 37-man squad and 16 backs. If it was a 41-man squad, you might see 2 extra players added to this list. And if that were the case, I would pick Henshaw and Hansen. I think the fact Hugh Jones can slot in on the wing or at fullback, Tommy Freeman can slot in the wing and fullback, means that that's covered. And Gary Ringrose can play on the wing. Gary Wingrose. That's happened before at international level, so that's covered. So I would take the extra centre, and Henshaw, who can play 12-13, and Mac Hansen, just a brilliant footballer, and also for the romance of him going back to Straya, I would quite like as well. So let me know what you think. That's the selections I've made, and again, this picture will change through the Six Nations. It might change after this coming weekend's games. There could be someone puts their hand up or actually bombs, and then it's all changed, which is why I will revisit this. As I say, if you missed the one on the forwards that I've already got in the feed, go and check that one out. Otherwise, hit subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what you reckon.